Suchna ma'am, your video is not visible.
Host has stopped it. Host has stopped it.
Thank you, ma'am.
What channel?
Very wonderful. Good morning, one and all gathered here. Today, we come to the final day of our educational webinar series on evidence-based nursing research for better clinical practices. I'm Saraswati, Assistant Professor, HOD of Medicine Department. As a part of the family, welcome for the wonderful session today. We are going to deal with. Before going into our session, we start the small introduction about our solitary, vibrant, wonderful speaker of our morning session. I welcome our solitary speaker, ma'am, Dr. Suchna Rai, PhD Nursing, Assistant Professor from KGMU College of Nursing, King George Medical University, Lucknow. Ma'am completed her GNM at 1997 and post-basic nursing at 2004. Ma'am completed her Master in Nursing with Medical Surgical Nursing Specialty and subspecialty of cardio and nursing. Ma'am completed her PhD nursing at 2018. Ma'am completed her diploma in CVT nursing at 2001. Professional overall, ma'am has years of clinical experience. Highlights in her career and other contribution. Ma'am completed basic plastic health and food reflexology. Evidence-based faculty, basic and biomedical waste management training. Additionally, ma'am completed her ATPN training too.
Doctors.
Ma'am acts as a class coordinator for BSc and post BSc and PG in nursing, and ma'am acts as academic coordinator, assistant program in charge, academic counselor for BBCCHN course, SNA advice. The network issue. I on. Ma'am acts as a class coordinator for UG and PG nursing, clinical coordinator, academic coordinator, Research Coordinator, Assistant Program in charge for BBCCHN course, and Academic Counselor for BBCCHN course, Senior Advisor, Active Member, Alumni Association Coordinator and Treasurer, Nodal Adhikari for COVID duty for College of Nursing. Ma'am renders service as staff nurse, sister in charge, night supervisor, nursing tutor, clinical instructor, lecturer, and assistant professor. Ma'am published 14 publications in national and international journals and 4 articles in Souvenirs. Ma'am participated as resource person, chairperson, delegate, organizer, and speaker, and scientific paper presenter in various level of national and international conferences and workshops. In her achievement and honors, she is a member of 4 professional bodies. Ma'am got gold and she received silver medalist for best seminar in diploma in CVT nursing. Ma'am awarded for first rank holder in MSc nursing, and she nominated for best teacher from college in Trained Nurses Association of India competition in 2011. I welcome our respectable principal ma'am, Dr. Deepti Shukla, to welcome our solitary speaker for our morning session. Thank you.
Thank you, Saraswati. Jai Hind, a very good morning to all of you. So wonderful to see you all here on the last date of our international webinar. I extend my heartily welcome to all the participants who are present today. I extend my special welcome to our today's speaker, Dr. Sushna ma'am, for accepting my invitation, and today she is going to be speaking next. I welcome you on behalf of our SNPS family, madam. And now, next, all yours. You can start, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Again, good morning to one and all. I thank first of all Samarpan Institution of Nursing.
Ma'am, you are not audible.
Is it audible?
Yes, ma'am. Audible.
Audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So again, once more, good morning to all. And I thank the Samarpan Institution of Nursing and Paramedical Sciences to give me an opportunity to share my knowledge with you all. I hope so the delegates are participating all the sessions of these 3 days web series. So I congratulate the Samarpan Institution to organize this web series on nursing, evidence-based nursing practice, which can be practiced in the or apply in the nursing practices in the clinicals. I was going through all the sessions. I have seen maximum research topics have been covered in these 3 days, last 3 days, starting from introduction to data collection procedures. So my role or my topic role comes after that only. So right time and right place it has been placed. And I congratulate again, madam, because they have planned it is web series. So I feel it is personally very nice, because if you whole day, if you attend the class, may not get that much gist of the seminar or workshop or conferences. So by doing this 1 or 2 episodes in a day, it gives interest of the participant also, and they gain the knowledge. So purpose of the conference or workshop might have been, I think, gained by the candidates. So this is the way how we'll do. So I'll start with my session. I hope so all the sessions you might have heard very carefully, because they have covered all the topics. I was going through, everything has been covered. So this is good for the BSc nursing if they're attending, and the MSc nursing obviously, and for faculty also. And maximum all the biggest eminent personals have been talked about these matters. So I will, without wasting time, I'll start my topic. I hope so all are comfortable with English. Okay, if anything you feel that I should discuss in Hindi, let me know in the chat box. Or whoever the mentor or whoever the coordinating this, please write down the questions so that we can share in the later on, we'll discuss on that. Okay, ma'am, so I'll start with that. So my topic, you can see effective way of structure, write and publish. In this, to say it is very simple, okay, but the content they have given very nicely, 3 areas they have taken. So we have to first structure, we should know what is structure, how to write and how to publish. These are all 3 aspects we will cover today on these seminars. So what all things we look forward? Concept of research abstract, because if I start directly what is structured abstract, that not be good. So we'll first of all little bit view we will go. What is research abstract? What is the importance? Why you have to write like this? All things we'll discuss. Then we will detail about the what is structured abstract. Okay, how to write all detail. Then how to publish a structured abstract. So these all things we will look forward in this session, today's session. So if you see research abstract, okay, so the definition, we can say definition, you can say meaning, or we can say whatever you want to tell it is. So it is a short summary of published or unpublished research work. Again, I will tell the classes, you have started from the problem statement. Okay, the first class was on problem statement, how to write, how to develop, then you had a review of literature and methodology, and we had a data collection, and these things have been discussed. That means if you take a research work, so these all things might have completed by this time. Suppose you are as a fourth year student you do, or as a MSc second year, or as a faculty. We start the work from the research problem, right? After that, we discuss one by one and we finish the work with the data collection or maybe result analysis. After doing this, our work starts. Now we think that whatever work has been done, people should read or people should write all these things. So how it will be done? Because nobody has interested to learn everything. So we can have a short summary. Whatever I have done my work in this 1 year or maybe 6 years, because data collection periods or that research can be short or long term. Maybe 6 months the research work, or maybe 1 year, or maybe 2 years, whatever is there. So it is a short summary of your published or unpublished research work. Anything can be. Usually research abstracts are written 6 to 7 sentences. In some book or some journal suggest even the 10 sentences. And the word limit is very strictly 150 to 250. Again, it goes up to 300, but not more than that. And it is usually written in a paragraph. Major use, what is the research abstract? The reader grasps the purpose of the research. I said you might have worked for 2 years, okay, and nobody has interest to read your thesis or maybe your total work. But by reading this abstract, they will grasp why you have done the study and what was the benefit of the study. That can be discussed. So if you see in a one word, research abstract gets a bird's view of the work at a single glance. Bird's view means this is asman pe, okay, not in Hindi, okay. How the bird, they fly on the sky, how they know the food is there down, because they just see whole ground from the high up. Then they'll see the what are the single glass where the food is there, they'll come and pick up it up. Same like that. Research abstract gives like that. It is a bird's eye view to know your research work you have carried out in this 1 year or 2 year, whatever the period of your data collection. This is overall about the research abstract. So why we did? Already in the meaning or definition, I have given many concepts why we need. Still, we will discuss in that way. It gives a roadmap. Now, suppose I know that you have done a study and you have reached to the goal also. You have achieved and the result is positive maybe. But as a reader, how do I know what all things you have problem, what methodology you have done? So this is giving a roadmap, how you have developed the problem statement, what are the reviews you have done, what methodology you have done, what is the tools you have used, and what is the result. So it gives a guideline for the reader, a roadmap that I can reach to your conclusion to know what you have done for entire paper.
Sandeep, kindly unmute, ma'am.
Is it okay now?
Yes.
Okay. As I said, my topic has been placed very rightly on 4th day because you have started from the problem statement to the analysis. That means you have done your work. Okay. And I have come lightly at the end of the day. The same way, this research abstract actually is written after you finish your whole your research work. Then only abstract is written. But benefit of this research abstract, it comes at the beginning. After a whole year you have worked out, but abstract give importance to that first time people will read the abstract. So that is the benefit, or you can say sweetness of this research abstract. On abstract, let the reader get the gist or essence of your paper, what already I have discussed. Total, what you have written. Essence is just a brief out your topic has been written, article quickly, and decide whether to read the full paper or not. see, now if I say one out of these study examples, you go to movie or you want to see a movie, you get the trailer, right? First you see the trailer. If you like the trailer, then you think, okay, now I should see the movie or not, you decide. Same way, research abstract is like that. Research abstract, first you read. The readers, what they do, for they read the research abstract. If they feel, okay, it is very well written, whatever the purpose is solved, or you get the importance of study, then only you read the full paper. So this is the benefit of research abstract. So that we should write the research abstract. And by reading the abstract, the reader will be able to know whether the article contains relevance. I told you, because it gives whole data, so the reader will know whether the data are relevant or not relevant. They will be knowing that. Again, this helps the reader to, as well researchers, to remember the key findings, because in the abstract we write the keywords also. So key findings they can find out for particular topic. Suppose I want to go for the, I want to see whether the persons are having study, whatever the studies have been done on the neurological assessment or maybe on the neurological rehabilitation, all these things, maybe topic my area. So how do I read? I will go the keywords and I'll read the abstract and I'll find out whether this is important to my study or not. Then I'll go the studying the whole thesis or whole topic. So this is the how the readers will go through. Libraries, yeah, abstract is helping to library also, because when you abstract is placed in the library, this is visible for them. So people can go through the online database and retrieve the data. If abstract is attracting, then you go for the retrieving the data. Then using abstracts save space and time. Space in the form of online database or in the library form, or time for the reader also and for others also. Because I may not go through whole manuscript or whole thesis to get the what the researcher had done. Just I read the abstract and I get the things. So this is the way how the research abstract can save time and space. So if I say a well-written abstract is the quickest way to select the most appropriate source. Now, as a students, maybe you may be going to undertake the studies, or as a faculty also, you may be taking the studies. So this is the abstract is if it written properly, it will give a proper source for our further studies. So this is the purpose, or to fulfill this purpose, we have tried the research abstract. So what are the core requirement of good abstract? Means what are the important? Means you cannot miss out those points. That is called precision, clarity, appropriate sentence and structure, focus on the issue, and accurate and readable. These 5 core points you should keep in mind when you think of research abstract or to write a research abstract. What is precision? See, precise means to the point. You cannot see. Precision is everything to the point. No unnecessary things are not there. Only precise. So it is very much clear. Whenever you write abstract or good abstract, when you read, it should be precise and to the point. It is not that too much of things you have written. Just a precise. Only mention the information present in the document. Your thesis or your research work or your manuscript, whatever the content you have included, only from that only information you should give the abstract. Not that abstract is written something else or manuscript or thesis is something else. It should not be like that. It should be same to same. The language should be concise. Here you cannot write the long sentence like story writing or something like that will not work out. You have to be very precise, or you have to be concise. Words, because I said you in before class, before PPT also, the word limit is limited here, either 250 to 300 words or maybe 150 words as per the general guideline. So you can see that the words are precious or cannot be wasted. So you cannot write too many sentences or you cannot write too many things. So you have to be very precise. So unnecessary should be avoided. Limit to the word limits, I told you already, 150 to 250 as per the general guidelines, or maybe up to the maximum, maybe 300 words can be written. Long and complicated sentences to be avoided. See, remember, from your abstract only, the people will going to judge you about your work. That much you remember. Like our face or our body personality, how it is judging us. So same way like that, your abstract gives a judgment of your work. Maybe you have done a very hard work or your result is very nice. But if your abstracts are not looking good or not following the guidelines, then this is waste of things. So nobody is interested to read your thesis or your manuscript. So this is the thing I am telling you. So don't write any unnecessary long or complicated. Very simple, precise words to the point should be written. So this is the characteristics of precision. If you say clarity, again clarity means what? Clear. Whatever you want to say or you want to give the message to the reader, you should be very much clear. No ambiguity. Are hey and nay and not like that. It should be very much clear into that eyes. So abstract should be written in simple and clear language, which is having non-specialist can understand. Means your language should be like that, base layman people also can understand, like that language should be. You need not show that how much professional you are, or you need not show how much intelligent you are. That is not your purpose. Your purpose is that to write abstract, that you should give a message to the group, this work I have done, and everybody can understand the either from whichever field that person is. That should be your in motto, or you can have a requirement when you write a abstract. Jargons and idioms should be very much aware. Really, you should not write to some themes, or you should not quote with the other people some idioms like that should be avoided in the things. So whatever you want to write, it should be clear. See, I want to say the knowledge effective of structure teaching program on this. Maybe that message only should be given in your abstract. Then appropriate sentence structure. I said it first already in precision. I mentioned the language should be very concise. So here is sentence structure. Now the sentence when you form, because you have to cut short to make a precise. So that when you do the precision, the word meaning should not change. That should be taken care of. So complete sentence should be used with the meaning. That you have written maybe 6 to 7 words in a sentence and the meanings are not clear, then there is no use. So you have to keep that complete sentence should be used with the meaning. Make use of suitable vocabulary or uses. जो भी vocabulary, it should be simple and you should use the uses of that. So that is the three major core requirement. Next is focus and issue. I told you, whatever you are studying, based on that only. You don't write anything else. People who are something. Your abstract should be yours, not somebody else. So you have to keep exclusively on the subject matter only. I said it before also. No need to write anybody's anything, just to write about your topic. Check to see all the parts of the text as summarized in the abstract. Whatever from starting from introduction to the discussion, all the 5 chapters of your thesis or work, research work should be written in this abstract in the brief matter. We will go discuss how to write it later on. But this is the focus on issue I am telling, that don't go beyond your topic. That you have to remember. Then accurate and readable. You should be accurate. Now the study maybe something else is showing and your abstract is showing something. It should not be like that. You should be accurate and readable language should be used. The incomplete sentence or inaccurate information deter rather than encourage the reader to read on the correct things. That you have to keep in mind. The precision of the language does not mean the imprecise. Now you may be very much efficient to write the precise, but the language is not clear. It may not be readable, it may not be accurate, then no use. So keep the meaning of precision also, but keeping the view that it should be accurate and readable. So these are 5 core requirements of a good abstract when you read also or when you write also. These 5 points should be keep in mind for the good abstract. Am I clear by this time? I hope so. Okay, so now comes the word when to write the abstract. Already I said you, after you finish your research work, you write the abstract. Okay, that is the first question. If somebody asks you when you have to write the abstract, you have to say when I finish my research work, then I will write the abstract. But for what purpose we write the abstract? We can go through submit article to the journals maybe, or you want to apply for a research grants. You maybe want to write a proposal for a conference paper, or you want to maybe complete your graduate, undergraduate, master's or PhD thesis, or maybe you want to write the book. Because abstracts are not only for research work. Remember, it is abstracts are for every purpose. Where I want to gist out my things, that is for the abstract. So maybe for the book chapters you are writing abstract, or maybe book proposals, or maybe a patent. For any purpose you can write. But your seminar or your conference today's webinar series is more focused on the articles. So I will my topic on submitting articles to the journals. That is our purpose of the abstract. So what are the common mistakes we do while writing the abstract? That is the very common things we do. Withholding the main points or concept to carry. We forget that I said you in previous slides also that we have to be precise, we have to be concise. So here what happens, as a reader, what we do as a researcher, what we do, we don't put the important points. We put something like demographic profile. Somebody, I have said that some demographic things we put, some other things. See, my objective, if is there, effectiveness of structure program on knowledge is my objective, then I should stick on that. I may not bother whether the correlation with the demographic was there or not. That should not be taken care of. That should be in the thesis, but not. So P that withholding the main point. So that is the major issue that you have to keep in mind. Then include the paragraphs. That's what, because people write in lengthy way. So that should be avoided. So write that paragraphs you have to written as per the headings, as we will go ahead, we'll discuss. Using the first sentence of article. It is very commonly I have seen in the abstract. What they do, from introduction chapter, they pick up the lines and they write in the abstract. That should not be. See, introduction you have 12 to 15, 20 pages. So you should not write that. So write abstract separately and differently. So don't use that, use first sentence of your articles. Then including reference, some people quote on that. Okay, like Vancouver or IPS tag, it is should not be. Abstract should be your work, should not add any reference in that. Then wasting long introduction sentence. Don't use the long sentences. You have to use brief, using abbreviation, jargons and language. Already I said in the points 4 requirement. So same thing, people use those things. So that is the common mistake we do. Repetition of words. Many times we will see same has been repeated. So that is the major mistakes. Then using informal words and excessive use of the active voice. So I have done like this. So don't do that. You have to use the informal words also. Don't use that. And complimenting once. Sometimes we found the researcher is just giving a boost to herself or himself, writing that I have done this. So that should be avoided. So these are all common mistakes while as a researcher we do. And this, remember, it is like again I will tell like a clinical procedures. Once I cannot write abstract first time, I cannot write the best one. Okay, by writing only we can learn. Same way like procedures how we do. One time we cannot be expert in that. When we go on do many times, we get the expertise in procedures. Same way abstract also, when we go on write many times, we become the expertise. So these are points, but you have to keep in mind that you should avoid those things. So if you see types of abstracts, so you can see informative abstracts, descriptive or indicative, unstructured and structured. Because I cannot jump directly to the structured abstract. Then in your mind it will run what is unstructured then. So we will discuss all this little briefly, then we will jump on to the structured abstract. Okay, as per our topic of today's session. So what is informative abstracts? We can see it is a well-written informative abstract, function as a proxy for the research paper. Proxy मतलब क्या होता है? So replacement है ना? तो research paper जो है उसका proxy होता है informative abstract. The author presents and elaborates all key arguments or essential section like research outcome, structure, participants, other useful details. All these things are author present in that. Since it presents some important information about the research report or article, informative abstracts are more longer. So that is the thing. But informative, the meaning is very much clear. Information we are giving about a research work is called informative abstract. So you give everything, that is called that. But it will become lengthy on that way. Descriptive, again very small, briefly you have to give, that is the descriptive, or indicative, only two purpose, one abstract, that is the indicative. So descriptive abstract describes the type of information found in the article or report. It provides the key terms or concepts found in the article, maybe objective, method, scope. Very point, just we don't explain many things, just to the point, indication. Indicative means indication to the point. So you give that. And more of outline than a detailed synopsis, and just give a heading and just write in 2 lines. Like that, it is a indicative. This is informative and indicative abstracts. This is a major difference in between these two. Now, name also again structured and unstructured. See, whenever we already might have experience of tool preparation, fine. In that, we might have heard that structured questionnaire, unstructured questionnaire. Meaning what? Structured means where it is planned very nicely. People have to go through, that like that tools. Unstructured, we are not planned. Maybe you are asking one question, and from that question, 2 questions may be raised, like that unstructured. The name itself it is given structured, unstructured. Structured means well planned. Unstructured means nothing, just a paragraph. You have to go and read and find out the answer to that. So among scientific scholars, writing structured abstracts is the most common practice. If you say maximum abstracts is written on the structured way, structured abstracts are preferred type of health science scholars. All the maximum studies are based on this structured abstract. Unstructured follow the conventional style as they are presented as a single paragraph, although they still provide the same details. See, unstructured is not removing anything, giving everything, but reader has to search what is structured and unstructured. And however, they follow the same content, sequence and order, but it is not having any guideline. That is the difference between structured and unstructured abstracts. Because our topic is on structured abstracts, we will go and discuss on this. So you can say it is a type, or you can say style of writing also. You can say that is mainly comes in that structured and unstructured. Journal's mandate. Now see, now writing, before writing abstracts, you have to follow the journal, because you want to publish maybe, or you might have to go to write thesis maybe, whatever is there. The protocol should be followed as per the requirement of the manuscript maybe, or journal maybe, or thesis writing, whatever the requirement. Based on that only you have to write the abstract. So that you have to keep it in mind. So we'll go over detail about the structured and unstructured. The structured, already meaning I said, it is very well labeled. That is called structured. So structured abstract is an abstract with distinct labeled section. See, in your right side there is an example I have quoted. In this abstract you can see very nicely how it is. Background is there, objective is there, methods are there, result is there, conclusion. Many good headings are there. Under that some contents are written. Okay, so this is how the structured things are. The label section, mainly introduction, method, result and discussion for rapid comprehension. See, I may not, suppose just I want to read the objectives and method. I may not be interested in background. So what I will do, I will go through the objectives and methods and I'll get the things. So rapid comprehension, it is giving me helping. They are bolded and the text usually directly follow the heading. See, all the headings have been bold. So in the structured abstracts, you have to see it is bolded. All these things you have to be bold, and contents are following the headings, that you have to see. Structured abstracts appear to favor the medically. Already I said you, in health science usually we write the structured abstracts. Structured abstracts usually required by peer review. Now suppose you want to publish in a peer review journal, this is the usually requirement for the structured abstract. Am I clear about this abstract? You can see the example again. So keep in mind so that you can next when we discuss will be more clear for you. Now unstructured. Now you can see this now picture right side. Okay, how it is having everything. See, topic is there, method is there, outcome is there, contribution is there, everything is there, but in a paragraph. Now as a reader, I have to go on search where the things are there. Maybe introduction is there, everything is there, but nothing is missing out. But you have to have difficult in that. So unstructured abstracts are the traditional abstract written as a continuous paragraph, though they still cover the same information what we have discussed before also. So usually typically shorter than a structured abstract, and about 50 to 75 words we can finish. Because one paragraph, no headings, so it is less way we can finish. So this is the difference between structured and unstructured abstracts, usually more practice in the health sciences. So what is the advantages? Now already one advantage is that it is very nicely well written with different headings, so readers can read very nicely. That is the biggest thing. Okay, so that is the faster and easier access by the reader. I told you I am not interested to read the background. Maybe I want to read the objectives and I want to do the result, because I have to review many articles. So I will go faster and easier access. In unstructured kya ho raha tha? We have to read whole paragraph to find out the objectives and the result. So this is the difference. So faster and easier access by the reader. So people can go very fast. Greater clarity for both reader and writers. I also know that aim means I have to write aim only. I did not story. Methodology means methodology. Reader also know that if I am studying methodology, I will not get anything except methodology. So it gives a clear clarity for both the reader and writer. The component of or core requirement of abstract is there, and that is called greater clarity. Greater likelihood of the articles appearing in the database search. When you search, will be very easily you can get that. So that is a database search. Greater consistency, because when I know that background will be there following aims, then our methodology, then result, it is gives a follow one by one. It is a given consistency on that. So that is the biggest advantages, and help authors to organize their ideas and to present them with clarity in an organized matter. Because as a reader, suppose as an author or as a researcher, I want to write abstract. When I know in my head that I have to write in these following headings, so very clearly I can write that and my ideas can put in that. So this is the another advantages of the structured abstract. Now what is the format used in the structure? Now comes to that. Problem comes, I know now structured abstract, I know now unstructured abstract, but how to follow? Which format will follow? That is the question comes. In that usually standardized format. Now again, all journals, all abstract, they give a guideline. So it is a standardized formats are used for the abstract. This defined in the original research studies, review articles and clinical. See, Now, standard formats may be original research, may be different, review articles may be different, or clinical practice guideline may be different standard formats. Usually, these all patterns are followed. So, if you see, if you want to write a structured abstract, usually you follow the format called as IMRAD format. Okay, so this you have to remember to write an abstract, that is called IMRAD format. In IMRAD, I stands for introduction, M stands for methods, R stands for result, A stands for and D stands for dash. So don't confuse with the A. Some books or some articles I have seen, they write A even the short. R is capital and A is small and D is again capital. This is the way also is written. But you should remember 4 aspects are covered, that is introduction, methods, result and discussion. This is called IMRAD format. So this is the way maximum structured research are written in this pattern, or especially if I see in the nursing sciences, we write this is the properly formats. Another format I said you, concept format, that is called consolidated standards for reporting trials, that is used for the clinical practice guidelines. Suppose you want to do a RCT study, in that you have to find out the concept format. So maximum time these 2 formats are used for the research abstract. Okay, so this you have to remember about the formats in abstract. Now this is an examples, or you can see pictures of the 2 different type of format. IMRAD format I told you, that is called introduction. So background and purpose belongs to the introduction. Then methodology, result and conclusion or discussion. This is the proper IMRAD format. Okay. If you see concept format, which is used for the RCT, so you can read in the item, description, report on the numbers, like title, what is the title, authors, what is the trial design, methods, participation, intervention, objectives of the study, outcome, what is the randomization, how you have done the binding mask, results, number randomization, how you have done recruitment of the samples, how you have done, how you have analyzed the numbers, what is the outcome, what is the harms, conclusion, trial registration, funding. This all detail when you give, this is the how the format of concept is used. Okay, so this is mainly required for the any RCT study or randomization controlled trial study you do, this format you have to use. But again, I will come to the nursing science. So maximum time we follow this IMRAD format. So now we will come to that why to write a structure abstract. Already I have discussed advantages, might have discussed, we have discussed how to write. In that everything we have discussed what is the why you have to write. But heading why if I go, so it is better for your study or to understand. So it is given a signpost. Why signpost? What does the sign do? I have to go right, I have to go left. This signpost give me the direction. Same way in IMRAD format, methodology is there, result is there. It gives a signpost, it gives a direction how to write the abstract. Okay, so this is called signpost. Consistency and clarity already I discussed. See, I will not waste time in discussing the same points again. So it gives a consistency and clarity. Much easier evaluation of abstracts when confronted with the list of them. See, many abstracts are there and your abstract is kept out there. So what happens is give easier evaluation. See which abstract is better. For that you have tried out. Speeds to any literature search. Now again I said you want to search the research on neurological rehabilitation program, then I will search on based on the database. So it is giving the speed for me. A format where it is easy to isolate section. See, background means background only I write. If methodology means methodology I write. So it gives a isolation, means fixed. Okay, this format I have write this much. So it is a giving in that way. Real support when seeking academic support. Suppose I want to study now as a master students or BSc students or faculty, we go for the review of literature. This helps for that purpose and useful information for the libraries. So this is the why we did a research or structure abstract in that. Transparency of the valuable content, whatever, because you are not hiding anything, so it gives a transparency in the database. So clear for the shop window. See, now I told you na, when you do shopping window, what happens? Everything is kept, whatever in the market is there. So shop is there, they keep on the window. So you just check out the window shopping. Okay, these all articles are there, these all things are there in the available in the shop, and you go inside the shop. It is like that. They will see the abstract, they like the abstract, they'll go to the manuscript. So this is called as a clear shop window, ease of reading. Major benefit in that one, pick out quickly a new angle and value paper. I can evaluate from abstract whether the research is good or not. So this is the way. And clear framework for extracting, summarizing and emphasizing the information. Whatever you have done, it is giving this. Encouragement and requirement for authors research to provide a stronger link between the theory and practice. That can be done by writing this structured abstract. Now, our second theme comes to the point. This is all about the concept of abstract. Then we have discussed about the structured abstract, what is the things. Now, how to write. This is the question comes when your thesis has been ready, your manuscript has been ready, but now because I have to write first thing people will be asking abstract. So now your point comes how to write the structure. Everything I know, but how to write is not clear. Okay, so we'll discuss one by that. Every point what we have discussed till now, we have to keep in mind, then only you can write the structure after that. You have to remember. I am taking more time. I think I have to faster. Report the essential facts containing within the document. Again, already discussed, so I'll not waste time. Okay, what are the points? Is whatever you have done your research work or you have done your thesis work, that only you have to write in that thesis. You have to know, not exaggerate what we have discussed. Avoid abbreviation. जो points हमने discuss किया था, mistakes writing abstract, those things you have to keep in mind. So avoid the abbreviation. Your abstract should be stand alone. Means your abstract need not have any support of any documents. Your abstract is yours own. So you should be kept in mind. Not dwell on the previous literature, already said. Before writing your abstract, complete the chapters and rest of the paper. Suppose you have not written chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then you cannot write the abstract. So first, before you start, you finish your chapters. Or if you are writing research for articles, then you have to finish your manuscript. Then only you can write the abstract. That you have to keep in mind. Then follow the author guidelines or journal guidelines. I said you maybe 250 words or 300 words as per the journal guidelines. So these 4 to 5 points you have to keep in mind when you write a structured abstract. So what is the guideline? Total word count fixed. मुझे 200 से 300 I have to write. That you have to write. Abstract should reflect only the content. Don't write again. I'm saying don't quote anybody's other work. Just you write your topic, your work, what you have done. Every time keep in mind. Always follow the formatting guidelines of the journal to which you are submitting. Every journal has their own guidelines. You should follow those journals as per that only you have to write down. Even the thesis, if you are doing the thesis, every university has their own guidelines. That you have to see, matter may not change, but the guidelines may change. So that you have to follow whenever you write an abstract. See, now if you go overall guideline, again, we can see starting early has missing information gives. See, people maximum time what they did, they write the thesis and chapter, they least bothered of Rashtra. They think that after anything you write and submit. When I go to the thesis, I see abstracts are very badly written because we keep for the last moment. See, every time remember, abstract should be very nice. You have written right properly and timingly. Give time to the abstract. Main concern on that. Use the section heading. Every time follow the format, that is inverted format. Give the headings and write down that. Rewrite clear, concise. Every time, one time you cannot write any abstract properly. First you write down, then you reduce the word count, give the headings, go on, read, then concise. Then that will be easy to understand. When you can think that whatever I want to say, other person can understand, then that means that abstract is clear, that you have to understand. So that many times before someone reads, you have to read 10 times before you finalize it. Pick your own words, detailed and concise. I told you already. Enthusiastic, meaningful, powerful, strong, and dynamic words when you give. Because I said, you know, your face, your personality, how you present. In Hindi we है ना, जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. So same pattern here. Your abstract is good, then people will read your articles. If your abstracts are not good, then people will not read. So that is the things. So you have to use very nice word, enthusiastic, meaningful, powerful, strong, and dynamic words you have to use. Emphasize major ideas and key message. Gear your abstract of your audience. I told you whom you want to keep. See, nursing abstract, I know nursing people will read, but you have to keep in mind that other people may also read. But mainly our audience is nursing, so you have to keep in mind in nursing personal. Reread, revise, grammar, spelling. I told you, your abstract, you only have to read 15 times or 20 times. As still you are not clear, that much time you have to read. You have to keep in mind grammar mistakes, spelling counts, all these things. Reduce and refine. First time you may write maybe 500 words. Then again you have to reduce. Read. Again you think no, it is missing out. Again refine. Again reduce. Again refine. Till you finish the 250 words with meaningful things. Leave enough time for proofread. Again, don't do in last time work. Every time keep for the proofreading. Proofreading means you are giving someone else to read that. Maybe professional or maybe non-professional who can understand. Get all authors to read. Suppose one research you have carried out 5 members or 6 members maybe carried out. Everybody should go through the abstract before you finalize that. So every author should be given an edit to be done on that. This is the overall guidelines for the abstract writing. Length, already I spoke in the lengthwise. Usually we write this abstract in these 3 main headings: titles, body and keywords. So title, make it descriptive. See, problem statement may be lengthy, but when you write abstract, you should be very brief in your this. Make it important, capture the reader's interest. So when you give the title, very nice, crispy outline should be given in the title. Body, I told you already in that format you have to follow. So usually these are lines, we usually background or purpose of the study, sorry, significance of study 2 to 4 sentence, purpose of the study, objectives 1 to 2 sentence, method and implementation 2 to 4 sentence, okay, conclusion 1 to 2 sentence, and result and outcome 2 to 5, implication, nursing practice. Some researcher they ask what. So overcome 10 sentence, you can complete your abstract. This is the how the body should be written in your abstract. And keywords 5 to 7 you can give so that it is easy to database to find out. If you give the keywords of an abstract or a study, it gives a importance to that. So this is the how the sentence forming can be done or word limit can be done. What is the tips when you write the abstract? Tell the reader what you have done. I told you na, your face, your saman, it is like saman. I think take it like a thing. I want to sell my research in my market. So this is like that. What you have done, why you did it, okay, how you did it, and what you found and what it means. These 5 questions answer to be there in your abstract that you have to keep in mind. So this question you write and ask yourself whether what you have done, is it clear in your abstract? Why you have done, is it clear in your abstract? How you have did it, is it clear with the methodology? What you found, is it clear in the research? And what it means also. Meaning also is important. What was the outcome? So that if you are getting answer this 5 questions yes and clear, that means your abstract is written very well. So that you have to keep in mind. So keywords when you write, that you have to keep in mind. Keep each keyword short, very short. We have to write in word, 1 word or 2 words. Keyword should be there. Use lowercase, don't use any capital, but some nouns you can use capital. Use Roman type only, no italic, and be as specific as possible. Only keywords you have to be specific. These are guidelines about the after writing about the length or question answer you have to give. Grammar guidelines in the after writing. Use active voice, don't use any passive voice. Use third person, be specific, be clear, smooth flow of sentence, one by one. It should be connected to each other. That you have to keep in mind about the grammar guidelines. So these all guidelines you have to do for the, now see, I told you research report you can do, for thesis also you can do. So how the guidelines should be followed in that is, for research report, the after should include the problem statement, subject, method, key findings, conclusion. Some journals or implication is added, and finding reported in the after should be same as the text. This is for the research report. Okay. Guidelines for the review paper: background, method, result, synthesis, and discussion. These 5 headings you have to write abstract for the review paper. Okay. So background, what is the objective of the review? Methods, what is the eligibility criteria for selecting the articles, including the review, key database, search dates, methods of assessing risk of bias. Then result, number and type of studies included in the review, subject relevant to the characteristics of the study. This may be included in the result. Synthesis, what is the main outcome of your review of literature, and discussion, strength and limitation of the evidence you found from the review. So this is for the after writing for review literature. For other types, I told you like books you can write for the grant. These are other type of abstract. So in that you can write like key principles abstract, also summarize the content of the paper, or for articles about clinical practice. These all headings can be used. Now we will come to the main point, how to write. Okay, now introduction I said you already explained many things. Just we will go explain why you have understood study. Why means what is the purpose of the study, what is the need of the study. That should be explained in your IMRAT or introduction format. Let readers know why you have chosen this topic or problem or its relevance. You have tried that. This is not there, so I have taken whatever you want to mention. To be written in the present or past simple tense. That also tense also is because abstract is saying it is written after the work is done. So you have to use either present tense or past simple tense. You can use for the introduction format. Background, I told you, background and purpose. These two parts become the introduction. So little is known about the relation between variable 1 or variable 2. So when you write, you have to write, see, this is the things is not known, you have to explain, or the purpose of the study was to examine that verbs or sentence forming should be like this. The purpose of the study was to examine the relationship between variable 1 or 2 in this condition. Like that, you have to write the purpose. Objectives, when you write, state your precise research purpose of the question. See, like this. We aim to, or the objective of the study was to, anything heading you can write on the objectives. Okay, this is the we aim to, or the objective of the study was to. These all verbs you have to use for your studies. Connect the verb to an object phrase. Why you have done? Okay, that is called object phrase. So these all verbs you can use. I hope so. These PPTs will be shared with you, so you can go. Which these all verbs should be, these all verbs and this all object phrase should be used in your studies. Abstract when you write the introduction format. Methodology. This is how you did it. Main, if you say how, then you will be telling all things. What is the technique, sampling technique, how many samples, what tools used, and how you have recruited the samples, all these things come. So how you have did it. Then let the readers know exactly what you did in your research result. For example, did you undertake interview? All these things. I told you tools, steps of tools. Okay, past tense. Now main things you have to use past tense because you have done it. So again you have to use past tense. Use present tense if the study is in progress. Sometimes what you will do, review of pilot study report also we present in some scientific presentations. In that you can write the present tense because you are doing the study. So that way. Include details of the study design. I told you sample size, variable procedures, outcome, control, methods, all these things comes in the methodology chapters. So these are headings: design, procedure, sample, setting, measure, statistical analysis. It should be used in your method section. So these all words, how again verbs you use, study. How you write? We conducted a qualitative analysis, dash, 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 or maybe a 3-year longitudinal study is used, dash, dash. We conducted a systemic review. Just however you want to write, you have to use these words. We interviewed this many samples, maybe you want to write. So this is how the study type or methodology you have write. Sample description, how you write? All cancer patients more than 40 years of age are eligible for the study, or your elderly patient with late stage Alzheimer's disease are identified. This is how the examples shall be written. Or sample groups were limited to participants with history of smoking. These are various examples quoted to write when you write the description of the sample. Setting, how to mention the setting in methodology? In dash hospital around state, Joby, at urgent care centers, 3 hospitals, this added, like that you have to give the examples. Now, number participants or duration of the study, how will mention? We surveyed this many patients over the course of 3 years. The frequency of the consultant symptoms, this much, that you have to mention. Control, age and sex matched controls were identified because you have to mention the control study. This is how the element of the methodology and how the examples are quoted here. You have to write the sentence when you write the sentence. Now result, if you come, so again here you explain what you have found during your study, whether it answers the problem you set in to explore, whether your hypothesis has been confirmed. That you have to explain. You need to be very clear, direct, and give exact figures rather than generalize. I told you, not interested to know your mean and standard deviation. We are interested to know whether the hypothesis has been proved or not proved. So that you have to give. Summarize the data within 3 to 6 sentences. Use the again past tense. See, don't use any future or present tense. Here you have to do the past tense. Include results that answer the research question that were derived from the stated methods like examine data by qualitative and quantitative means. State whether the research question hypothesis was proven or disproven. So these things you can write down in the result part. Again, different phrase examples where they are, you can write down like participate in the study, completed the treatment, changed, did not change significantly, had greater, or found to be increased, or this is how the example have been written. If you want to write quantity form, you can report it this many percentage patient refuse antibiotics by this much, like that. And qualitative may like this way. So different examples have been quoted. You can go through the verbs, how to write, and sentence with the examples. Now discussion point, I told you discussion is the conclusion. Okay, where you have to share what is the benefit. So research implication or implications, practical implication, where you can use the present tense, because this is we are telling about your study, how it is effective and where you can use. So you can use the present tense to write the findings and implications. Explain the implication, medicine, science, or society, where it is benefit, you have to explain. Discuss major limitations. It is very much important because your limitation is the delimitation for the people who will refer you. So please mention your limitation of the study and further action of the research should be undertaken. Mention that and describe the key findings, whatever, with the 2 to 5 sentences. This is how the discussion should be written. Again, the examples have been given. The study confirms that indicated that this leads to fewer prescription. This is how the examples are there. You can go through about these examples later on. So glimpse, or we can see what is the structured abstract. One PPT gives everything, that is objectives, methods, result, and conclusion. In objective, mention purpose, aim, or goal. Method, setting, study design, participants. Result, finding and outcome, and conclusion, discussion, implication, further recommendation. These all headings you have to go for the how to write the structured abstract writing. This is the glimpse of the structured abstract. I hope so. It is very, I have explained whatever possibility was there. So this is the example. You can see how the very beautifully written one structured abstract, where objective is there, methods are there, result is there, conclusion. So at a time you can see the objectives. What if you want to keep this PPT is sufficient to total today's session actually. Objective, what you have to mention, state the purpose of study, use a verb that describes the action of your study, use objective terms and phrases that connect to the central element or goal of the study. In methods, explain how the research was conducted, describe the study design, methods, analysis which are used, include key details like sample group, size, variables, procedures, and controls, everything used in the method. Results, summarize the data, include the results that answer the research question, what they are derived from the stated methods, examine by qualitative, quantitative means, or state whether the research question hypothesis proven or disproven. Conclusion, describe the key findings, like summarize your interpretation of the result, explain the importance of the research findings, explain the wider implication where you can use, and discuss the major limitation of the study and further action should be carried on. This is the total your structured abstract. These 4 headings and total key points you have been given. So this is enough for today's this session. If you say structured abstract writing, this is the things, if you remember, sufficient enough, you can write a good abstract. I can assure you for that. Okay, now publishing. See, if I have written, I have followed the author guideline, then it is ready for publishing. So what points to be kept in mind? Write the abstract as per the guideline. I told you many times in the whole session, you have to follow the guidelines. After completing the first draft of abstract, what you have to do? I said it before also, read, and precise. Means you yourself have to read 5 times or 10 times. Your group members or author, whoever contributed the study, they have to read many times. So do the basic revisions, keep in mind. Check it for the grammatical, spelling errors, or make sure, because journals when publishing, they are not going to correct you for that. They will just refuse, or they will just remove your abstract from your manuscript. So that you have to keep in mind. Nobody is going to correct you when you go for publishing. So that you have to remember. So check out grammatical, spelling errors, and formatted properly. Get feedback. Sometimes people, they don't share. Actually, better as a good researcher you are, you give your friends, please read this abstract I have written, just tell me whether. So friends give you constructive corrections actually. Okay, so don't feel bad for sharing your abstract with anybody before publishing. That you have to get feedback from a peer. Consider getting professional editing. Sometimes what happens, may not be good in English, or maybe not idea. So better if you feel like you can get a professional editing or proofreading for the abstract. So find a professional editor. So mistake, they can give you very nicely grammar correction, spelling, style, formatting, they can give you. Or the presence of basic errors in the abstract may not be affect your content, because basic error they'll not change your content, but might discourage someone to reading your entire. I told you, if it's not looking good, I may not read. You may send, they will reject you and send back. So that you have to keep in mind. You will be thinking, whatever I want to say, it is there now. Why people are resisting? That should not be. That is discouraging others to read your study. So they may not read your manuscript. That you have to keep in mind. So what is the self checklist of abstract you should keep in mind before publishing? Suppose you have everything you have followed. Still some checklist you can keep in mind. See whether I have done it or not. If it done, you can send for the publishing. That is the word count. Is there followed or not? I have cleared the research problem or objectives or not in your research abstract, whether you have cleared or not. I have briefly described my methodology. That you have to ask yourself. This question means you have to ask yourself before publishing. So find out whether you have methodology you have written or not. I have summarized the most important result or not. That you will ask. I have stated my main conclusion. I have mentioned any important limitation or recommendations or not. That abstract can be understood by someone without prior knowledge of the topic. Need not know what I have done. My abstract should be that much clear. See, without any prior knowledge, also person can understand. If your answer to this all self checklist, yes, that means you are ready with the abstract. You can send for the publications. That you have to keep in mind. So what main already we have talked. If you have not written properly, they will reject. So what is the main reasons? Title ambiguity and the existence of large number of similarity. That is the biggest ambiguity. Not explaining the main field of research. I told you something else you have written. We have discussed the use of inappropriate sampling methods, failure to comply with the editor guidelines, low statistical power of the study, discussing addressing the result, very long brief abstract, or carelessness in the preparation, or irrelevant to the topic. So already we have discussed these all points should be kept in mind. If you don't keep, then they will reject the journal. So these all points you have to keep in mind. So one example of guidelines I have given, how in the journal they give you objectives like this one. This is given by the one guidelines where they have given like this guideline. Background you have to write. Objectives clearly state the main question, methods describe the study. They will give any journal. They will give like this guidelines. You have to take this guideline and you have to follow and write the things. See, they have written given keywords should be 3 to 5. Discussion should be based on the result literature. Describe the main results. This is the way how the guideline or this journal they have given 350 words. Structure abstract not more than 350. So until now we have discussed 250, 300. They have given 350. So that's what I'm telling. Journal will give the guideline how many words to be there, but you should be writing that. So this is the how the guidelines example of the guidelines how to publish in the articles. So what we have looked in today's session. What we have looked into today, concept of research abstract, concept of structured abstract, writing structured abstract, and how to publish a structured abstract. So carry message with you when to write an effective abstract. It should be concise, 150 to 200 words or as per the guideline. It should be written in the past tense. It should be written in active rather than the passive voice. Follow the format structure to make sure the IMRAT format. Stay within the confinement of your document. Don't write unnecessary things. Use relevant keywords. Write the abstract as soon as you have finished the work and follow the general guidelines. This is the main key points you should keep in mind to write an effective abstract. So these are various reference I have followed. Anything else? If you have any doubts, you can ask. Anybody has any questions to
Participants, you can keep your questions.
Somebody asked, kindly mention some good index Indian journals for nursing. See, again, this is a big controversy. Okay, everybody tells that you have to go for publishing in the PubMed, but Indian journals are not there in the PubMed. Okay, so that is the biggest problem. One TNI was there, that was 2-3 years back. Now it is also not showing. So you cannot say any Indian journals are indexed in the PubMed. Okay, but still I don't think your main purpose. See, now you are a learner. Okay, now BSc students, MSc students, we are the learner. I appreciate if you have done the work and you have published in proper articles. That is sufficient, because your purpose should be whatever your work is done, it has been known or read by 10 to 15 or 50 people. That should be your purpose initially. Okay, so that is purpose. So any journals which are having at least maintaining impact factors or some guidelines, that can be good for me. I encourage my students in that way. So this is the answer to the first question. Kindly explain how to choose a journal for publishing research. This is the biggest issue now, because see, when we do the research, many articles or research we do as per the specialty. So every time you think which this topic which is applicable to your research, if you have to go to the net or you find out now you want to go for obstetric gynec study, then you publish article on that only. And keep in mind, because we are belongs to the nursing field, your article should be your first choice for the nursing journals. If nursing journals appropriate to your topic, then only you have to select. So based on that, now, message topic I cannot publish here. Message topic I cannot publish in the Obs Gynae because that is no use. Nobody is interested to read that. So you should keep in mind your proper article should be as per your content. That you have to select the journals for that. Anything else? See, indexing, again I am saying you. See, indexing means what? Indexing means some journal have been attached to somebody else. That is called indexing. PubMed is the standard things people say. Okay, again I am saying Indian journals you will be very difficult to get in PubMed. Index means you want to know whether it is Google Scholar it is indexed or it is indexed in any other journals. So you can from net you can find out that journal gives where the things have been indexed. So they will give the headings. On that you can find out where all things have been given. Databases are there. I'm still waiting. Anybody else?
Any further queries? Participants, it's open for discussion. Please come up with your questions.
What is impact factor? This is the biggest calculation. Okay, impact factor means actually what happens when you publish an article, how many people are reading. Based on that, they calculate some impact factor. Okay, every year the impact factor changes in the journal. If people are not following, not reading, so we encourage every journal people, they encourage the people to read. So online database, they find out the journals, how many times this journal has been opened or read by people. Based on that, with the formula of different index, again impact factor is given by different index people. So they calculate on based on that. So if you want to, we say na highest impact factor. Highest impact factor means matlab, simple language if you want to understand, that journal has been read by many people than other journal. That is the basic idea of impact factor. I don't know who all the participants were faculty or students or I don't know who were there. I think this was the simplicity of how I can teach you about the after writing. But I hope this session you have taken a bit. I think madam also share the PPTs. So you can go through and everything is in the net. See, I have taken different references, that's all. You can get anything, whatever I taught you today, it is in the net also, you get the Google, everything you get. But purpose was to explain you in briefer or simplicity way that I have tried. Okay. Which online resources? See, that is second different is there. I write the dietary journals, some nursing journals sites are there. Okay, like nursing centers are there. This is one site. You can write in Google. See, if you write now Journal of Cardiovascular Nursing, 10 to 15 Google sheet will come. You can go through the link and find out. So that is no hard. Nowadays, I think Google has made a life very easier to select these journals. Okay, but keep in mind what I have to select and what I'm searching. If you are focused, you can get a good guideline from the Googles.
Thank you, ma'am, for the kind explanation. It was a very thoughtful session, and everything was explained in a simple and understandable way. I hope all the students got the idea about abstract formulation, the journal selection for publication. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. It was really a wonderful session you have taken, and it was really a different topic which you have taken very nicely. All are taking, there are so many webinars and conferences are going on regarding the methodology of research, other review of research, but I didn't see a single one about the abstract writing. So because of that only we have put it that students are doing their research, they are doing very hard work and they don't know how to write the abstract properly. Yes, everything is there on net. That is really Everyone knows that, but how to explain, mean how to understand? By seeing, we cannot
Yes.
understand. Person is explaining in a beautiful way you presented. They must understood how to write their abstract, and now I don't think they will get any type of problem while writing their abstract and presenting and publishing. There is only one person, Madam Sashi, she is continue asking us questions regarding this. Thank you so much. The questions are really very good, and those are also benefited for others too. Ma'am, in
Yes.
our group, we have students, we have masters, we have faculties, we have PhDs too. So in this
Okay,
group,
fine.
now there are 72 participants. Yeah, now we have 72. It was up to 100. Now it is increasing. Our students are not here. They are in the classroom. They are taking with the overhead projector their classes. We have only given the chance for others. So
Okay,
I have seen more than 70% are masters and faculties. So
good.
that means faculties still want to learn more and more. Like, thank you so much for taking this your part in our webinar series, and thank you so much for accepting our invitation and making the webinar series possible. Thank you so much for joining to us, ma'am. In future also we'll get to meet and we'll connected with the other projects. Thank you so much
Thank you,
for
ma'am.
having this. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you,
thank you.
participants,
Thank you.
that you have really patiently hear everything. You didn't disturb a single point. And you know that we have a second session at 2 o'clock. That is a very, very important part. And maximum, we don't know much about statistics. So today, Dr. Vijay Babar, he will take care about the statistical application in research. So please don't miss that session also. We'll wait on that. We will meet till that we switch off. And thank you so much for joining us. Have a great day.
Thank you everyone for the great participation and cooperation.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you,
We'll
everyone.
meet on afternoon session.
Yes.
All the participants, be on time and don't miss the session. It is very important and useful for your practice. Thank you.